Hey everybody, welcome to my Suburban Oasis. My name's Soleil and I garden in mid-Michigan and I'm in a zone 5B. It has been hot, it has been dry, and then it has been hot and then dry, and I feel pretty much like I've been in a hot blow dryer for the last several weeks. I literally have a couple of cone flowers that I swear are about to shrivel up, which is so crazy. It's just crazy. I'm hoping we're going to get some rain this weekend. Cross your fingers. We've got about 1.5 inches of rain instead of like 3 in the last month, so it's just way off. But that hasn't stopped me from buying plants, of course. Um, my mom actually sent me a text the other day and said, Horrocks is giving away free plants. When you walk out the door, there's trays of them for free. And I thought, well, by the time I'm done with work, there's no way they're still going to be there. But I went over there anyways because, free plants. I can't stand to not go check it out. So I did. I went there and I checked it out. And let's show you what I've got. Okay, so Horrocks is this local nursery that we have. It is absolutely beautiful. They have a beer garden. They have gorgeous annuals. They have gorgeous perennials. They have amazing pizza, and they have places where you can eat from food trucks. So I love going there. And I picked up some things for my husband and son while I was there, but I definitely got free plants. And this is one of them. I got this whole tray of white wax begonias, and I think these are really pretty. And these are an annual in our area, and they do really well for me in either part sun or part shade. So that's what I'm going to do with them, and I'm just excited. I'm just going to pop them around the garden. I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to put them yet, but I think it's going to be fun. I mean, this time of year when you can get some annuals just to add color to wherever there's not really anything happening, that's always a bonus. So that's what I'm going to do with these, is just have fun with them and put them around the garden in areas where I just don't have a lot of color, or it looks like there just needs to be a little bit of something filled in. So the second tray that I got, I have these beautiful Impatiens, and I think they're probably just getting rid of these because they're already pretty much full grown. They grow to about 12 inches, which is about how tall they are in these little itty bitty tiny cells, and their roots are just coming out the bottom, and they're probably tired of watering them when it's been in the low 90 degrees and we've had no rain. So that's what I've got here is these Impatiens. These do really well in the shade, and I like the color. These kind of go a little bit along the lines of the Red Riding Hood penstemon that I have in the Half Moon Garden, but I think that might be a little too sunny for them. We'll see. I have to make some decisions about where I'm going to put all of these plants. But I think these are really pretty, and I like Impatiens a lot. This isn't a color that I normally get, but when it's free, it's always fun to try something new and check out some new color combinations that you can make. Again, these are just an annual in our area, so they'll die back when we start to get frost. But I'm going to cut these back also because they're so tall. That will help to flush out some new blooms and help them adapt to their new environment. Yeah, so these are going to be beautiful. All right, so the last plant that I got for free are these salvia, and these are red, and I very rarely, extremely rarely, buy plants that are actually a true red, which I feel like these are definitely a true red. These might attract some hummingbirds to my garden, so I thought for free they would be really fun to try, and they do well in sun. This is a salvia, and they are an annual type of salvia, and this is about as tall as they're going to get as well. They get about 12 inches tall, and so they will die back when we get a frost as well. But I probably am going to try these in my Half Moon garden because I think they will go pretty well with the color scheme there. There's enough sun, and I have, I think, plenty of space for them. But again, we'll see. I like to change my mind a lot when I'm gardening. Do you guys do that too? So after I stopped at Horrocks, before I went home, because I was all the way on the other side of town, I thought I would check out the Lowe's over there because sometimes they have different inventory than the Lowe's that's nearer to me. And they did, and so I got these. These are salvia as well, but these salvia are the Perennial Salvia. And this one right here is part of the Color Spires series from Proven Winners, and these are called Crystal Blue. I actually have some of these over by my fountain garden, and I really like them a lot, but I probably don't have enough right now to really do a good division of them. So I thought I would get a couple of these, and I actually ended up buying 2 of them. They have a gorgeous light blue color to them, and they bloom really well starting in late May, and they grow about 20 inches tall, and they're hardy all the way down to zone 3. So truly, if I wanted to, I could grow these in containers and they should overwinter really well here. They don't like a lot of water though, so you have to be careful with that in the winter time because we can sometimes get a lot of snow and that can waterlog them. But they're good from zones 3 to zone 8. And again, they bloom in early spring into early summer, or excuse me, late spring to early summer. And then when you cut them back, you can oftentimes get some more blooms, but they'll be much smaller and a little more sporadic throughout the rest of the summer. So salvias are a wonderful heat tolerant and drought tolerant plant that I like to have around the garden. So on the topic of salvias, let's just stick with that because I love salvia, is this one. I don't actually have this one. This is the color Spires Back to the Fuchsia. And I just love the name. I love the Back to the Future movies in the 80s. And this one is great. Again, it takes full sun just like the others. It's fairly drought tolerant and it's very heat tolerant. So also again, hardy from zones 3 to zone 8 and blooms from late spring to early summer. And you can cut them back and get some reflushes of blooms maybe once or twice. Again, just a little bit less blooming than the initial first bloom. And these grow a little bit taller. These get to be about 24 inches tall. And I've heard really good things about these, so I'm excited to plant these and get them going in the garden. And these look actually really, really healthy. They've just been done with their first set of blooms, so I thought what a great deal to pick them up for half off. And yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun planting these, you guys. So also at Lowe's, I got some more of these Super Trooper Silver Pink Dianthus. So these are the Dianthus that I got earlier, and I got them on clearance as well at the other Lowe's, and they go really well with that Red Riding Hood salvia that I have. And there was just not enough of them that were healthy to buy. So I was really excited to see these. I got 2 of them, and these take full sun. And the thing about Dianthus is they really don't need a lot of water. A lot of them thrive really, really well when it starts to get drier out. It says that they like semi-moist soil, but that hasn't necessarily been my experience. Now, I do have heavy clay soil, so it tends to retain more water, so maybe that's why. But these get about 14 inches high by about 12 inches wide, so they stay rather small. And these I take a chance on because they are actually hardy only down to a zone 6, and we are a zone 5B, so we're right on the edge. But I think they'll be okay. Because we'll be getting them in plenty of time to establish some roots before the winter, and they'd be in a fairly protected area in that half moon garden. So we'll see how they do. Again, it's the Super Trooper Silver Pink Dianthus, full sun, and hardy down to zone 6. And this one's by Monrovia, so it actually already has some cute little buds getting ready to do some more blooms. And I got these for $4. They were originally $12.98, so they were definitely very well marked down because of the heat. So I just love a really good deal on perennials because they just keep coming back. Annuals are great because you can fill in some areas with color, but perennials are just fantastic when you can get them. And this one is one that I've also just recently planted, and I got 7 of these. They were $1 each. Get this, they started at $5 a piece, and they are only $1 a piece. And yes, they look a little bit tattered, but you can see how much green they have on them. They have some nice, beautiful blooms on them still. I will cut those back as I plant them in, but this is the Blue Note pincushion flower, and I just did an edging in my woodland garden with these, and I think that they're really pretty and they're doing really well in that particular area. So I think I'm going to do some more of these and perhaps replace some of the hostas that I have, just to have a little bit more pollination activity, because these actually bloom from spring until fall, so they give you a really long bloom time and the pollinators love them. They're about 12 inches high when they bloom and about 12 inches wide. So they make an excellent edger plant, especially because the little rosettes that the flowers come from stay rather low. They do require deadheading throughout the season to keep them looking fresh. But yeah, I'm definitely excited about that. 7 of them for $7. What a great deal, right? I think a lot of things were being marked down because, again, we've had like this hot blow dryer type weather where it's just really hard to keep up with the watering and keep things looking nice. Some of them have just been hit. I was super stoked when I found this, you guys. I actually got two types of Pieris, and they were both half off. Originally marked $30, so they were $15 a piece, which I think is a really good deal because I believe these are 2-gallon, and so they're a really great size and they're really healthy. The issue is they just have been done flowering. They're not going to flower again this year, but Pieris are an amazing evergreen shrub. I have a couple of these in my border already, and so I got one more of the same type, and this one is the Valley Rose Pieris. It has these beautiful, dainty, pinkish red flowers, and last year they actually started in the winter time and they went right through the spring, and now I have little berries on them, so it'll be interesting to see if they seed out or not. But it has a really nice growth habit, and it has shiny foliage, and the new growth on it actually has some coloration of shades of red in it. And it's just a great plant to have in the shade because there's not a lot of things that are evergreen that grow in shade that well. And I have a lot of boxwood already, so this just gives a whole different texture and leaf shape. So I'm excited to have these. These are actually about 5 feet tall by 5 feet wide when they grow to their mature height. However, I will say in my experience so far, they grow rather slowly, and they're hardy down to zone 4. So it's a really good hardy plant, and they don't require a ton of water. Mine have done quite well during this drought period in the shade, so I've really enjoyed them a lot. Super plant for winter interest. Let's take a look at the other one. Last but not least, we have another Pieris, and this is the Scarlett O'Hara Pieris. And I thought I would give this one a try because it has white flowers, so I thought that would be really interesting to try out. And this one actually grows a little bit smaller. This one is a 3 feet tall by 2 feet wide plant. And so if you like something that's a little bit smaller and just need to fill in something in the shade, this takes up about the same size as a pretty big hosta, but will be evergreen and give you that winter interest that you might not otherwise have. This one is hardy down to zone 5 though, so not quite as hardy as the other one, and it definitely does well in shade. Again, it will have those beautiful flowers in the winter time and all throughout the spring, so it brings so much more interest to the garden than many other things can in a shade garden. So I love this one and I'm excited to try it out. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed my plant haul today. I had so much fun getting these, and I have to tell you that I'm looking forward to planting them, but I'm going to definitely wait until we get a little bit more rain because otherwise I'm going to spend a lot of time watering them and they'll take a lot of care. So let's see what we can do in terms of getting some rain in and getting the soil nice and moist before I get them in. Thanks again for joining me today. I appreciate it, and we'll see you next time. Bye!